This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today's compliance tip of the day is why your compliance program needs a podcast. Yes, a podcast. Obviously, podcasting has become increasingly popular. One of the biggest benefits with podcasts is that it allows businesses to connect with its audience on a more personal level. You can take this concept to your compliance program as well. What do you have? A mechanism to engage your employees, to engender trust, and to improve your overall corporate culture. You think it's a crazy way to improve culture? Think again about the advantages podcasting already has in place. It is an intimate format, meaning you're talking to people. You are making yourself or the persons on your podcast human to your employees. One major U.S. consumer product company started a podcast and had its corporate executives on it, who were the biggest fans of the podcast, and turned out it was company employees, many of whom had never met their corporate executives. This allowed executives to be humanized in a way no number of town hall meetings or other similar corporate events could achieve. Obviously, the cost is very attractive because it's an incredibly low cost to start and run and maintain a podcast. It also allows you to present information in a way that is communicative yet engaging. In today's world, podcasting has become an essential tool to reach out to your target audience. If you're a compliance professional, who's your target audience? Your employees. With the rise of social media and the internet, it is crucial for businesses to utilize all platforms available to them to promote their products and services. Podcasting clearly is one of them. Can't think of a topic? Well, how about the one of this podcast? How about a compliance tip of the day from your compliance program? You could do what I do on this podcast, which is 4 to 5 minutes of a tip, but you could do the same thing. You could have individual employees read those tips. You could have business executives read those tips. The cost would be very minimal. You probably have the equipment already somewhere in your company. So think about your podcast for compliance. As you know, this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.